When we talk about Blizzard Entertainment, we talk about a lot of very interesting cities with very good stories to back them up. Love them or hate them, they are doing a very good job with cities in their games. Today, I'm going to rank up my personal top 10 towns and cities in Blizzard games. The criterias that I'm going to use to rank them are looks, backstory, and in-game presence. Let's begin, shall we? Number 10, the Kingdom City of Izola Rube. We all love Nerubians, right? They're silky little insect hands weaving some black shit while you run away from them in hopes of surviving the encounter, but you end up dying. Lovely, eh? But don't be fooled, not all Nerubians are crypt fiends serving the Lich King. The Nerubians are actually peaceful people with ancient knowledge. Well, it stands to reason that these majestic creatures have a city of their own, an underground city I may add, which is pretty fucking cool. Their architecture, knowledge, and power date back as long as the ancient dwarves themselves. Unfortunately, Ner'zhul, the Lich King, could not take that risk and destroyed the Nerubian kingdom during the War of the Spider, leaving them scattered throughout their tunnels without a leader and without allegiance, other than a similar goal as the Horde and the Alliance to destroy the Lich King. In-game, Izola Rube was first designed to be a major patch raid, but it was scrapped, and instead we got to see two Nerubian dungeons, Izola Rube and Akhet, the Old Kingdom. Not sure how to pronounce that name because it's always eluded me ever since Wrath of the Lich King. Anyway, both of them are overrun with Scourge, and we are the ones that are clearing them out, while observing the lovely scenery composed of Nerubian architecture. Number 9, the Troll City of Sulaimon. Oh yeah, Sulaimon takes me back to the days of the Burning Crusade. Good thing it did not get scrapped and we actually got a second raid on an ancient troll city other than Zul'Gurub. And the only reason why I put Sulaimon on 9 and not Zul'Gurub is because of the connection I had with that place. Standing as a safe haven to all the Amani tribe trolls of the Eastern Kingdoms, Sulaimon is considered an enemy capital from the High Elves and the Blood Elves' point of view. During the times of the nascent human nations, the trolls controlled most of Lordrun and threatened to destroy the humans and the High Elves. So the High Elves offered their arcane knowledge to the humans, and they used it together to defeat the Amani trolls, thus forming an alliance. But years after their defeat, the forest trolls of Sulaimon have regrouped and reconstructed Sulaimon as their seat of power. With the aid and powers of their gods, the bear, the dragonhawk, the lynx, and the eagle, they started raiding the now Blood Elf communities of Ghostlands. In-game, Sulaimon was a Burning Crusade raid, the best raid I experienced in the Burning Crusade with the time event and all. We managed to kill Zul'jin, their leader, but in Cataclysm, Sulaimon makes a reappearance as a 5-man heroic dungeon. The architecture is interesting, but it feels neglected by their people. It stands to reason, since they have been recently slaughtered and have only managed to regroup, focusing their intent on regaining the favor of their gods. Number 8, Silvermoon City. What the trolls tried to destroy but they could not. Silvermoon City, the majestic and mysterious city of the High Elves, now known as Blood Elves. It stands proud and tall in the Eversong Forest, but trolls are not the only threat Silvermoon City has seen. The High Elves of Quel'Thalas had gone through a serious time of onslaught when the forces of the Scourge, led by the corrupted prince Arthas, stormed through their city and their forest, leaving a dead and permanent scar on the land. Silvermoon City was constructed by the first Quel'Dorei that arrived in the Eversong Forest, and after Arthas destroyed it and nearly brought the extinction of the High Elves, they decided to rename their people the Blood Elves in honor of their fallen brethren. Their leader during this period was Kel'Thas Sunstrider, a blood mage that helped the reconstruction of Silvermoon, but as we can see in-game, the Blood Elves never got to repair the left part of their city because of the permanent damage Arthas has caused to the land. The architecture is beautiful, the music beautiful, and the Blood Elves maintain their mystical root and knowledge. Although they are now exposed to arcane magic dependency, or however you spell that word, most of them learn how to control their hunger, and now, after cleansing the Sunwell, they are able to restore their once glorious nation. Number 7, the Exodar. I've never been a fan of the Alliance, but when it comes to cities, they have the most gorgeous ones. The Exodar really isn't just a city, it is a motherfucking interstellar transport ship. The Draenei of Draenor have been on the run ever since the corrupted orcs started slaughtering them under the command of Kil'jaeden, has been on a continuous burning crusade to destroy them. They flew away from Draenor, but due to malfunctions, their ship came crashing down onto Azure Mist Isle in the northwesternmost part of Azeroth. The Exodar was once part of the cluster Tempest Keep, but it was transformed into an interstellar ship. Now, as it lays in ruins, parts scattered throughout the isle, it has been transformed into the Draenei's capital city, thus transferring any effort in repairing the ship to developing the Draenei people in this new world. The architecture resembles Outland's Tempest Keep and the Nether Storm construct, the Exodar being part of the cluster of ships, of course. It is believed that the main city on Argus, the Eredar homeworld, has similar architecture, so it's safe to say that the city and architecture is pretty old. In-game, it was the first introduced in the Burning Crusade, and you can travel there as a friendly Alliance member or as a hostile horde. Nonetheless, it's beautiful either if you are exploring it or killing its inhabitants while doing so. Number 6. Stormwind. And while we're at it with the Alliance cities, let's throw in Stormwind as well, the current capital of the human race. Stormwind had its fair share of battles, having been destroyed by the orcs in the First War. It has since been rebuilt by the stonemasons, but after the Stormwind nobles refused to pay them, they have gone rogue under the name of the Defias Brotherhood, and they have sworn to destroy Stormwind. Putting all the war and destruction aside, Storming stands as a testament to the humans' masonry and finesse when it comes to constructing cities. It is a sight to see, with the city being sliced into districts and having each having its own personality. While the neutral parts are covered in marble and clean white stone, the most beautiful places seem to be the actual entrance of the city, where statues of Alliance heroes and historical figures can be seen, and also the cathedral in the town district. Number 5. Tarsonis City. Oh boy, anyone that has ever played StarCraft must know the famous Ion Cannon mission back in the Terran campaign. Well, yep, it all happened on Tarsonis. Tarsonis City was the main seat of power of the Confederacy on Tarsonis. Both administration and the police force were corrupted, and they led to the Great Rebellion and the plot of the first StarCraft game. The city has been named twice for its grandeur, and it has seen its sheer end of war. During the Great War, Tarsonis City has been the theater of battle between the Confederacy, Sons of Korhal, and the Zerg. The Zerg, being lured in by the Confederacy's psi emitters, created a new hive cluster at New Gettysburg. The Sons of Korhal, however, did not manage their time right during the invasion and were left to deal with the Confederacy's Ion Cannon, the main defense system of Tarsonis City. The sprawling cityscape was punctured by the spires of its tallest buildings, its architecture ranging from such high-rise structures to slab-like apartment complexes, to slums and maze-like streets. The architecture, however, it's of Terran design, so it's like any other Terran city. Number 4. Korhal. You may wonder why I'm putting Korhal, the planet, in a top 10 cities and towns in Blizzard games. Well, the main reason would be that Korhal is a motherfucking ecumenopolis, which means most of the planet's surface is an urban area. The whole fucking planet is a big giant city. In the game, Korhal is the seat of Mengsk's power. While exploring the city, you can find architecture much like Tarsonis City, both being of Terran origin. But while you venture through the city streets, you cannot help yourself but find propaganda material of Mengsk's campaign. Statues, holograms, megaphones with Mengsk's voice, all working together to immerse the player in a propagandic-like city. At the end of Heart of the Swarm, which is the expansion for StarCraft 2, we get to set foot with our badass Zerg army in Korhal, and spoilers, and Mengsk's once and for all. We just kill him. Right there. But we will probably see another rebellious leader that will eventually surface with Nazi-like ideologies, but hey, we don't know that yet. Anyway, Korhal. Badass, nice city. Number 3. The town of Tristram. The infamous town of Tristram. Every Diablo player that has ever played the first game pretty much fell in love with the ambience and the music that plays there. Tristram, while being a very small town, it had great importance in the history of Diablo. When King Leoric was crowned King of Kanduras, he named Tristram the capital of the land, with the throne inside the heraldic monastery of Tristram. In-game, we first arrived in the town of Tristram following rumors of great corruption in a nearby cathedral. We end up finding the motherfucker Diablo in the catacombs of the monastery. We kill him, but we are retarded enough to absorb the essence of his world stone, into our fucking forehead. Nice job, dumbass. and we became the Dark Wanderer. Anyhow, we depart, and demons pretty much rape anyone and anything they can find in Tristram. In Diablo 2, we can enter Tristram and find all sorts of demons and skeletons around there, and remnants of its old inhabitants. In Diablo 3, there is a new town called New Tristram, and you can actually find the ruins of Old Tristram, with a lot of references to the old town. The architecture of it's of medieval origin. And fuck that fucking word, architecture. Who the hell fucking invented that shit? It's fucking hard to fucking pronounce it in English. Fuck it. Anyhow, the architecture is of medieval origins, and the plot follows the usual cursed town where none but the hero goes. I love Tristram, and if you guys can't understand why a 2x2 town competes with the planet city of Korhal, then fuck you. Number 2, the city of Lordrun. Lordrun City. Who the hell hasn't heard about this fabled city yet? Playing through Warcraft 2 and 3 made Lordrun one of the most beloved Blizzard cities I've ever come across or heard about. Even if I hate the Alliance in World of Warcraft, the fall of Lordrun in Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, was beautifully done. Everywhere in Warcraft 2 and 3 we are told that Lordrun City is the bastion of all humans of Lordrun realm, which included Tirisfal Glades, Western Plaguelands, Eastern Plaguelands, and some other lands probably with plague in their name that I do not care to look into because I want to stay on point and talk about Lordrun. Actually, that was all of the lands that ended in plague. But anyway, we see it in the first cinematic of Warcraft 3, a big-ass city with beautiful architecture, beautiful scenery, and all that. The city was destroyed by Arthas' Scourge, and during Sylvanas' campaign in Warcraft 3 The Frozen Throne, we get to assault it ourselves. Afterwards, not getting to see it that much. That was until World of Warcraft hit, and we saw with our own eyes the destruction that has rained upon the city. The statues broken, the bell destroyed, and the graveyards ravished. Another city sprung as well, deep within the sewers of the city. The emotions you get while in the ruins of Lordrun are tremendous and magnificent. If you don't believe me, disable every sound except ambient ones and venture through the ruins of the deserted throne room. Some say that the ghosts of the past have yet to find eternal rest. Although I have but one concern during the cinematics, all that the city is presented as being enormous, but it turns out it's not that big actually. Anyway, it will remain in my heart as one of the cities with the coolest story revolving around it. And finally, number 1, Orgrimmar. Heh, Orgrimmar, the most badass of badass cities ever created. I'm a Horde, so don't get me wrong, of course my faction's main capital will be present in this top 10, but it's not just that. If you ever got around to play the Foundation of Durador campaign in Warcraft 3 The Frozen Throne, you would know what I mean. In that campaign, you get to see how Orgrimmar and all the villages in Durotar came to be. You play as Rexxar, the hero of the Horde, which helps Warchief Thrall in constructing and securing a safe haven for his people. Now, when WoW was released and I first laid my eyes upon the city of Orgrimmar, damn, there was no other feeling than I made this, I helped create this. Gosh, all the tusks, all the wood and all the steel and everything that makes the city orcish is of my doing. I played the campaign, I know what's up. The city's architecture is gorgeous, even if it's all tusks, wood and metal. It is gorgeous because you won't get the feeling of your usual orcish slums from Lord of the Rings. With the music combined, you will feel the battle-hardened warriors that train day and night within the city. The city itself is vibrant with lots of NPCs running around and players dancing on mailboxes. The name Orgrimmar, hailing from an orc called Orgrim, present in the first invasion of Azeroth and the liberation of orcs. The armor Thrall once wore was also the armor that Orgrim wore. And to sum it up, Orgrimmar is the definition of a perfect city with great history, great beauty, and great in-game presence. That sums it all up. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy my content and see y'all later. And please excuse me my lack of pronunciation throughout this video. Okay, love you. Bye.